Welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, where we spend 15 minutes helping you build a daily movement habit. Today, we're going to focus on hips and shoulders. So we're going to start off in our hip car position. Again, this is a very common start for us. Hands clasped together. Starting off with hip flexion, pulling our knee towards our chest. Opening up into abduction. Internal rotation, rotating that ankle behind the knee, pressing that knee back, dropping down to midline, knees together, and we'll reverse. Extension, abduction, external rotation, flexion, adduction, knees together, and we'll go again. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, adduction, knees together, and reverse. Extension, abduction, nice and slow, controlling all of these movements, getting our maximal range of motion with every rep. Pressing back, squeeze that glute, drop down to midline, knees together, and reverse. Excellent. And we'll flip over to the other side. Okay, hands together. Here we go. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, press that knee back, squeeze the glute, return to midline, knees together, and reverse. Good, we'll go again. Point that knee right to the ceiling. Rotate that ankle behind the knee, pressing that knee back. Return to midline, knees together, and reverse. Try to get that knee pointed up. Point the knee now to the shoulder, pull to the shoulder, return to midline, knees together, and we have one more. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, adduction, knees together, and reverse. Excellent. We're going to go right to our shoulder cars. Again, this can be done standing. You don't have to be in a kneeling position. Starting with the bicep pointed out, we'll come across the midline of the body, coming up into flexion, pulling away from midline, internally rotating, getting that bicep pointed towards the ground, coming around behind into extension, and down to our side, and reverse. Extension, external rotation, bicep pointed up, coming nice and close to our ear as we rotate that bicep towards the ceiling, across midline, and back down to our side. Again, adduction, flexion, try to keep the elbow nice and straight. Make a fist, squeeze that fist to create tension. Internally rotating, coming around behind and down to our side, and we'll reverse. Extension, external rotation, coming nice and close to the ear, rotate that bicep towards the ceiling, come across midline and down to our side, and we'll do one more. Nice and slow, carving out as much range as we can. Again, if you feel any pain, just make your circle smaller. And reverse. Good. And we'll go to the other side. Bicep pointed out. Here we go, coming across midline, up into flexion, away from midline, rotate that bicep down into internal rotation, coming around behind and down to our side, and reverse. Bicep pointed towards the ceiling as we come around and back down to our side. Again, elbow stays nice and straight. You're going to want to bend it as you come up here. Good. And reverse. Excellent. We've got one more. You'll always notice that one side is quite a bit harder than the other. It's completely normal. Excellent. Now we're going to work on our hips. We are going to work on our adductors. So we're going to go into a split stance position. Just go as wide as you can. You should feel a mild stretch in this position. And we are going to lunge to one side. I like to keep my hands here. We're going to lunge to one side. As I come down, I'm going to actively press into that foot just to put a little bit of force into this tissue. And then come back to center, and we'll go to the other side. Coming down, feeling a stretch, pushing down into that foot, and then back up. Other side. Try to get a little bit lower every rep that you do, and make sure that you are staying in control. We want to be under full tension the whole time. We want you to avoid going too low where you start to shake. We are always in control during this. Good. We're going to do two more each side. Try to keep that chest high. And last one. Excellent. Next, for this one, it's going to be a little bit difficult with this mic. We're going to come down into a lying position. I'll demonstrate from here. We're going to keep our elbows straight. Our biceps are going to be pointed towards us as we lie on our belly. And we're just going to lift straight up and come back down. So this is going to be shoulder extension. This is quite a difficult one for most people. You might feel some cramping up in this tissue. I'm going to try to avoid talking because my face is going to be in the ground. While you're laying down, you can press your forehead into the ground. We're going to do 6 reps of this. We're going to come up, pause, and then come back down. So this position, elbows are perfectly straight. Lift straight up and down. 6 reps. You're trying to keep your arms close together as you come up as well. It's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent. We're going to go into our pigeon pose now. So with our pigeon, we will come into this position, one leg out in front, one leg behind, attempting to get our leg at 90 degrees. If you lack external rotation, your heel will be closer to you. That is perfectly fine. From this position, we're going to drop the chest down. The hands are only there to balance or take a little bit of weight off your upper body, but we're going to come down and we're going to press back up with our leg. Again, use your hands just as much as you need, but we're trying to produce force with our glute to come back up. Here we go. 5 reps. Dropping the chest down and pressing back up with our leg. Should be quite difficult. Down and up. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll switch over to the other side. Again, if you need more time, you can pause the video. Here we go. Dropping the chest down. All of my weight is in this leg. And pressing up. As you get more range in your glute, your hip will slowly sink to the ground. Three, 4, and 5. Excellent. We're going to go back into our shoulder extension. So lying again on the ground. Make sure you keep your elbows straight during this. Arms straight, arms close together, and lift. Pause. It's 1. We'll do 6, 2, 3, elbows straight, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent. We are going to go back to our hip cars next. Lying on our side. Hands clasped together. And here we go. Because we stretched out our adductors in our lateral lunges, you should notice you get more abduction, which is this movement away from midline. And again. Reverse. And one more time. And reverse. Flipping over to the other side. Hands clasped together. And here we go, nice and slow, controlling each movement. And again. Reverse. And one more time. Excellent. And we will finish off with our shoulder cars. We're just going to do 2 on each side for this one. So starting with our bicep pointed out, elbow straight, make a fist, squeeze that fist, coming across midline, up into flexion, away from midline. And while you're doing this, we're going to internally rotate, try to keep that arm high as we come around behind as we worked on extension, and down to our side, back into extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, rotating that bicep towards the ceiling, back down to our side. One more time. And reverse. Good. Other side. Reverse. Rotate that bicep towards the ceiling, bring it nice and close to the ear, point it towards the ceiling as we come around and down to our side. And one more. And reverse. Excellent. That is another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Again, 15 minutes to help you create a daily habit of movement. Please, if you enjoyed the video, give a thumbs up or a like. Please comment, tell me what you liked about the episode. And please share with a family or friend that needs help with some movement. And I will see you tomorrow morning.